Before you take the axe to some budgets or your staff and God forbid your customers, I'm going to show you what you should be measuring in your business so you don't have to take the axe to anything. So by the end of this session you'll know what you actually should be measuring, and you can start measuring this week to make a big difference. My name's David Lennon, and I'm going to chop some wood to show you that lead measures and lag measures. So I was chopping wood this weekend. It gave me the idea. I was teaching my son, not that I know how to, but I was teaching my 11-year-old son and his friend how to chop wood. That's pretty scary. Luckily his grandma is a physiotherapist and will help him walk fairly normally without a big toe. So, lead and lag measures. A lag measure is what we typically measure in business, and that is sales at the end of the month, units sold. They're called lag measures because they've already happened. Actions take place and the lag measure is the product. So we start with a piece of wood, and the lag measure is the number of sticks we've got at the end of it. Now a lead measure is the actions that you take in order to create these smaller pieces of wood. So these could be customers. Think of these as customers or sales. So I've got 4 sales there. Now your axe is symbolic of knocking on doors, making phone calls, visiting clients, running ads, different campaigns, doing seminars, doing freebies. That's like the axe. So a lead measure in this example is the number of times that I hit a piece of wood. The number of times I hit a piece of wood directly influences the number of sticks I've got at the end. So I can influence the number of hits to a piece of wood, can't I? So instead of measuring Dave and how many hours he spent chopping wood, I could measure the number of blows, the number of hits Dave made to a piece of wood. And the difference is quite significant. I could spend 8 days not doing much of anything, which I routinely do. Or if I was measured on the number of times I hit a piece of wood with the axe, that would be far more representative of how many pieces of wood I'm going to end up with at the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month. So that's a lead measure. So instead of just measuring sales at the end of the month or products sold, think about in your business right now, right today, think about the lead measures that generate that outcome, and what could you start measuring? Is it the number of people called, the number of ads run, the number of website hits? I know, for example, if I get 40 to 50 hits on a website, I'll get a call. So that helps me schedule in and plan for how much advertising I need to do to generate those calls. So that's lead and lag. A lot more effective and influential when you start taking notice of the lead measures, the number of times you're swinging that axe, all right? And be very careful what you're measuring too. So a client recently was measuring the number of quotes they did, which was a start, but the salespeople were just intent then on writing any kind of quote to meet the quota of dollars quoted. It's had a profound effect when they've turned that around to measuring actual dollars won instead of dollars quoted. Can you see the difference there? So now salespeople are thinking about quality leads and writing quality quotes because they're being measured on actual dollars won, not just dollars quoted. So have a look at what you're actually measuring too. Lead and lag. Further Covered, not my book, excellent book, recommend reading this. Goes into more detail on what's important to measure in your business. So that's all from me, and this is my son's bird Katori. Lead and lag measures, measure them this week. What can you measure that's going to have a better influence on the outcome you're getting? Thanks a lot.